We must internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian proximity in order to further segregate the crux of my venereal infection. Now, if I may retain my liquids here for one moment, I'd like to continue the redundance of my quote-unquote intestinal tract. See, because to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumcise the revelation that reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the Jericho's activation.
I'm not about to play with him. Hello, you guys. Hey, cool cat, how are you? Listen, I was not gonna go live, but because I just got off work this morning, but I'm like so wired, I don't know why. Anyway, thank you guys for joining me. I see a few of you are in here, and I have been wanting to tackle this discussion for a minute. And, I said, well, what's a good time to do it? Let's start on Monday night, let's kick ass all week. We got a lot of ground to cover. So anyway, remember I was telling you guys how I was looking at the ideological subversion, of the weakest Black female that Princella is doing. So I just decided to go into the destabilization phase, right? Because there was a destabilization phase, and I'm behind her, right? I wouldn't say I'm trying to play catch up. As a matter of fact, I'm not trying to play catch up, but we have to let her do her thing, and then we have to evaluate and clarify and bring to the people's attention what she's doing. So she has to do it first, right? I could get in front of her, but I think I have more fun being behind her. Anyway, so let's do this. Let's start off with what is destabilization, right? So destabilization says that it is the process of upsetting the stability of a region or system, right? It's especially of government. In this, the way we're using this definition, we're using it to, we're using the process of upsetting the stability of people, right? So what she has successfully done is she has successfully destabilized the man and the woman. She's destabilized the relationship between men and women. And she did that by demoralizing men and women, like I've said before, with the men demoralizing them by saying that they're all evil, right? The testosterone makes them evil. And then the women by telling women to stop sleeping with men or stop dating with men and get you a woman, right? Messing up the morals and values of the people, basically, so that she can turn a profit, right? So with the destabilization phase, it's almost like throwing someone off their square, right? So when you knock somebody off their square, there's a number of ways to do it, but one of the ways that someone can do it is to upset you, right? To accuse you of doing things, to tell you your work is shitty, tell you you're a bad person, and just really try to fuck up your program by just throwing you off your square, because the way you react is what's going to take you off of your square. Now, I must say, the guys, listen, The guys are doing a fabulous job with staying on their square. It's the women who have been knocked off their square. It's the women who have been destabilized, right? Because, see, a man, there's always going to be a woman available for a man. I don't give a damn what you say uh, about men to women. Listen, we're going to have our man. I don't care, right? It's the women that have been destabilized, which she thought it was going to be the men. Oh, don't sleep with them. Oh, don't let them use your resources. Oh, um, don't. She thought this was going to affect men, but it's like, listen, girl, women are like buses. Wait 15 minutes. Here comes another one, right? Because believe it or not, or she has you believing that every woman in the world is listening to her. No, every woman in the world is not listening to her. The only women that are listening to her and taking what she's saying at face value are women who do not want to take accountability for their actions, women who um, consider themselves to be used and abused for nothing, no reason. They didn't do anything. Women like myself, we're like, hey, listen, ma'am. First of all, ma'am, it is not whether a man is capable of love. The fact of the matter is that you, as the woman, are you capable of having a healthy functional relationship, being that you are the unstable emotional being who goes through several different types of hormonal changes throughout the month. 1 minute you're happy, 1 minute you're sad, 1 minute you're hot, 1 minute you're cold, 1 minute you're horny, 1 minute you're not, 1 minute you're hungry, the next minute you're not. I mean, we go through all these different things, and men pretty much, hey, feed them, love them, take care of them, and they will stay one way the entire month, right? So it is not necessarily for the man to get along with us. It is for us to get along with him, because we are the ones that go through so many different changes every day of the freaking week, right? So what I was listening to her Salem witch trials, right? I briefly watched it some time ago, but it was kind of boring to me. Um, but I don't know, something came over me today and said, you know what? Listen to what she's saying, right? Because I know a little bit about the Salem witch trials. I'm not going to pretend like I'm some expert on it, or I have or I have, done some extensive research on it and I know everything about it. However, all it takes is looking up the Salem witch trials and reading a couple of articles, and you know you'll pretty much understand what happened. So this is what I wanted to do in this live. I just wanted to enlighten the people, because after listening to her, I didn't hear her say why the Salem witch trials happened, how they came about, what were the theories of why the Salem witch trials happened, right? And then, in another aspect, how is what she said and what she continues to say, how does that affect Black women? Because it does. I'm going to tell you this: Becky knows her place, Maria knows her place, Ling Ling knows her place when it comes to their men and sticking by their men. Now, when you want to talk about Becky, Maria, Ling Ling, and all of them coming over to the Black community, they've lost their place with their men. So they are over here in the Black community and they're just, suffering the consequences of I don't know, an impoverished black relationship, or a relationship with a black man who's oppressed, who's cut out of every different kind of industry there is, um, impoverished, lacking resources, right? So when you come over here to, I want to say the poor side, because I'm poor. Now, if you come over here to the poor side, you're going to get the consequences of the poor side, right? So these are the women in our community that are non-black, that have something to say, have an issue, and that, I guess you could say, is down for the cause. However, at the end of the day, they still aren't affected like the black woman, because at the end of the day, they still know their place with the men in their community. And you know what that place is? Fuck around and you're going to find out. Even though black women fuck around and we find out as well. However, with the women of non-color, with their men controlling all the resources, they know for a fact that they will fuck around and find out. Now, before I get started, I want to I want to look at Cool Cat's I want to look at his comments. All right, so agreed, Abiko. Princella's words are sufficient to debunk herself. Yeah, right. It's probably enough that her victims, enablers, are encouraged to properly examine their relationships with her gift. Right, right. Destabilize and then offering a new type of stability is peak cult grift. That's right. But listen to this. Listen to this. Is she offering a real, a new type of stability, right? Now, if we looked at that, we can say, okay, well, everybody has the ability to be alone, right? Everybody has the ability to choose same sex relationships. We all have that ability, right? However, how does that affect the people around us, meaning children, our family, and our friends, right? The family and friends, that's iffy, if we got them. But the children, they are a constant. They're going to be here. They aren't going anywhere. So how does it affect your children? How does it affect you as an individual when you're out in public, right? And that's one of the things I want to talk about, especially concerning the black woman. We need to talk about the racial divide one day, not now, since we will probably have some different ideas about such things. Well, Cool Cat, we can get it going. If you want to come up on here, and get in here and bring your points out to me, we can have that discussion. I consider myself to be unbiased, fair. I see things in both sides, both sides of the spectrum, why both sides of the spectrums are there. And if you want to come up here, you know what I'm saying, and let me hand you your ass, we could do that too. Anyway, you guys. So I'm going to share my screen because let's look at the origins of the Salem witch trials, and let's really look at it. One of the things she says is that, oh, people aren't doing their research, and this and that, and this and the next, and blah blah this and blah blah that. Let me say something. People are lovers of life. And I don't give a damn if it's matriarchy, patriarchy, the patriarchal, like Tiffany would say, or I don't, your mama, your daddy. I don't know, the rats and the roaches. I don't know, right? What I know is that people will do and say what is necessary to survive. That's a given. That's a fact. That is not an opinion. And so, really looking into the Salem witch trials, it came about that, Yes, these broads was crazy. It wasn't. Let me go ahead and get into it. Let me read this first. That'd be a great discussion. Thank you. I've never been on YouTube, but I was on hamming my ass. You cheeky booker. I'd have to figure out how to get on here and buy a lavalier mic, maybe. I don't know. No, all you have to do, like, if you're on a computer, all you will have to do is, like, if I put the link up, um, if I put the link up and you from your computer click on the link, that will automatically bring you um backstage here on StreamYard. You would just have to allow access to your mic, allow your computer access to your mic or StreamYard, and then you would have to mute your YouTube so that we don't hear an echo. But it's pretty simple. It would be a good idea, and I accept the offer provisionally until I'm set up. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, you're on an iPad. You might be able to do it on an iPad. I don't know. Do this. Just do a test run right now. I'm gonna put the link in there and just click on it and see. I won't put you on screen, but see if, yeah, headphones are fine. See if you can do it from your iPad. I'm sure you can. My son has an iPad. He be doing all kind of crazy stuff on his iPad. Let me post a link and just click on it and see what happens and see what it says for you. And then I could also send you an invite in your email and you can click on it from your email. But just try it and see what happens. Let me put this link here. And then just try it. Just click on it and see what happens. Until then, let me share my screen, and let me make sure which one I'm looking at first. Okay, we're gonna look at this one first. So here we go. We are going to look at what caused the Salem witch trials. Okay, I'll get your email. Um, so let me make sure you guys can see. Yes, you can see. So, what caused, I'm going to make it bigger too. What caused the Salem witch trials? And when I read this, I was like, oh, you bitches are crazy. Okay, so I got this from JSTOR Daily newsletter, right? And this was written because I like to give y'all my resources. I don't just start talking about stuff. I like to be able to have you guys go and look up what I'm saying, which that is not what Princella does. She just grabs some book and start reading, and I think she was reading from a Times magazine or something like that. Didn't tell the year it was published, didn't tell us where we could go to order it, right? Didn't tell us who wrote the article in the damn magazine. There was just a lot of missing information that we couldn't go and find for ourselves according to the source that she was, we could say, quoting or reading from. So anyway, this was by Vicky Saxon. She did it October 27, 2015. They say it's a 4-minute read. However, we can get a 6-hour live off on one of these. I'm not trying to do that tonight. So anyway, in February 1692, the Massachusetts Bay colony town of Salem Village found itself at the center of a notorious case of mass hysteria. 8 young women accused their neighbors of witchcraft. So when she wanted kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya, my lord, right? Um, leave it up there because I have to write it down. I'm in the dark. When she wants to kumbaya, my lord, women, women, women. Eight young women accused their neighbors of witchcraft. So this didn't come from the patriarchy. This came from the matriarchy. Like, why are these 8 young women in their neighbor's business? It sounds like y'all don't have shit to do. Y'all need some clothes to wash. Okay. So, oh shit, don't go. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to pull it back up. Hold on. Okay. Let me see if I can find it here. What was this? What was this? Hold on, you guys. Oh man. Let me go here. Okay. Then, okay. So, hold on, you guys. I lost my article. I accidentally clicked it off, and I need it. Okay, hold on, cause I'll find it again. Uh, oh, I might be able to do that one, but let me look here first. Hold on, I'm gonna find it. Oh, I should have went on Wikipedia. They got the best. They have the best. Matter of fact, let me do this. Where am I at? So I can look up the title that I had. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. So, what is the title of this? Go back here. Hold on, you guys. I'm coming. Hold on. I'm coming. Okay. No. No, no, no. Hold on, you guys. I'm just trying to get this title so I can just type in the title. Hold on, give me a couple of seconds. Give me a couple of seconds. Hold on. She was cherry picking information. Prince Ella was cherry picking information from her source material ad hoc without even hiding it. And when I was listening to her, um, she had started to read something and then she stopped, and because she know it was leading to the truth. And so you can always tell when she get ready to start lying. She won't give you um she won't give you the okay, here we go. This was a scholar, and this is a scholarly article that I have, you guys. This is not just some bullshit. um Who is this? You got to put your you have to Philinus Maximus. I don't know about you. That sounds like, some funny name. I'm gonna just let you sit right there. You're gonna have to put up a picture or something, and then you're gonna have to type who you are in the chat. I'm not adding you to the stream. You'll just sit right there. But yeah, she cherry picks her information. Let me go ahead and share this screen. I don't know. Felinus Maximus. That sounds like somebody's rear end. So I'm gonna just let you sit right there. Because I don't know. You might be trying to get my live turned off or something. Anyhow, so what caused the Salem witch trials? Right. So in February 1692, the Massachusetts Bay Colony town of Salem Village found itself at the center of a notorious case of mass hysteria. 8 young women accused their neighbors of witchcraft. Trials ensued, and when the episode concluded in May 1693, 14 women, 5 men, and 2 dogs have been executed for their supposed supernatural crimes. Now, let me ask you guys a question. They done executed, they done killed 2 dogs because the dogs had supernatural powers. Now, tell me how smart people were back in the day, right? How smart were people back in the day that you killing dogs because you thinking dogs have these, you think dogs have powers, right? So that right there in itself should tell you the mindset and the educational levels of the people back then, right? Stupid. So anyway, the Salem witch trials occupy a unique place in our collective history. The mystery around the hysteria and miscarriage of justice continue to inspire new critics. New critics. Most recently, with the recent release of *The Witches Salem* (1692) by Pulitzer Prize-winning Stacy Schiff. But what caused the mass hysteria, false accusations, and lapses in due process? Scholars have attempted to answer these questions with a variety of economic and physiological theories, right? So, the economic theories of the Salem events tend to be twofold. The first attributes the witchcraft trials to an economic downturn caused by a little ice age that lasted from 1500 to 1800. The second cites socioeconomic issues in Salem itself, right? So, Emily Oster posits that the Little Ice Age caused economic deterioration and food shortages that led to an anti witch fervor in communities in both the United States and Europe in the 16th and 17th centuries. Temperatures began to drop at the beginning of the 14th century, with the coldest periods occurring from 1680 to 1730. The economic hardships and slowdown of population growth could have caused widespread scapegoating, which during this period manifested itself as persecution of so called witches due to the widely accepted belief that witches existed, were capable of causing physical harm to others, and could control natural forces. Now, of course, today we know this isn't true, right? Salem Village, where the witchcraft accusations began, was an agrarian, poorer counterpart to the neighboring Salem town, which was populated by wealthy merchants. According to the off-site book Salem Possessed by Paul Boyer and Stephen Niesenbaum, Salem Village was being torn apart by two opposing groups, largely agrarian townsfolk to the west and more business-minded villagers to the east, closer to town. What was going on was not simply a personal quarrel, an economic dispute, or even a struggle for power, but a mortal conflict involving the very nature of the community itself. The fundamental issue was not who was to control the village, but what its essential character was to be. In a retrospective look at their book for a 2008 William and Mary Quarterly Forum, Boyer and Nissenbaum explain that as tensions between the two groups unfolded, they followed deeply etched factional fault lines that, in turn, were influenced by anxieties and by differing levels of engagement with an access to the political and commercial opportunities unfolding in Salem town. As a result of increasing hostility, Western villagers accused Eastern neighbors of witchcraft, right? But some critics, including Benjamin C. Ray, have called Boyer and Nissenbaum's social economic theory into question. They didn't believe it. For one thing, the map they were using has been called into question. He writes, a review of the court records shows that the Boyer and Nissenbaum map is, in fact, highly interpretive and considerably incomplete, Ray goes on. So they're saying that the witch trials started because of socioeconomic, political, all these types of things happening between two groups. Like it's a power struggle between two groups, one wealthy, one poor, right? And we know it still happens to this day. So what's the big issue, right? What's the big issue? So contrary to Boyer and Nissenbaum's conclusions in Salem Possessed, geographic analysis of the accusations in the village shows there was no significant village wide east west division between accusers and accused in 1692, nor was there an east west divide between households of different economic status. So they're saying that's not true. So there was no divide, there was no power struggle, it's not true. On the other hand, the physiological theories for the mass hysteria and witchcraft accusations include both fungus poisoning and undiagnosed encephalitis. So they are speculating that, the shit happened because of a fungus. And, we'll go further and we'll see. Linda Caparil argues that the girls suffered from convulsive ergotism, a condition caused by ergot, a type of fungus found in rye and other grains. It produces hallucinatory LSD like effects in the afflicted and can cause victims to suffer from vertigo, which is dizziness, crawling sensations on the skin, right? Take some LSD, you think you got ants and spiders crawling all over you, extremity tingling, headaches, hallucinations, and seizure like muscle contractions. So it's not that they thought women were witches because, all the cows died, from them doing a seance or something. It was because of behaviors they were exhibiting, right? They were hallucinating. They thought shit was crawling on their skin. So they thought that they were basically demon possessed, right? And they were wondering, okay, how these people got demon possessed. So rye was the most prevalent grain grown in the Massachusetts area at the time, and the damp climate and long storage period could have led to an ergot infestation of the grains. So, of course, back then the population was stupid. They didn't know much about these things, funguses, diseases. There were no big farm corporations dishing out pills and different things of that nature. A lot of people died because, they had no cure. We didn't know what the hell was going on with them. One of the more controversial theories states that the girls suffer from an outbreak of encephalitis lethargica, an inflammation of the brain spread by insects and birds. Okay, so now that we are fast forwarding to the future, and they can look back at the records and look at how these people were acting, knowing today that there's no such thing as witches and witchcraft and all this kind of craziness. So one would have to attribute it to infection, fungus, encephalitis, brain inflammation, or the bitches was faking, right? It can only be two things, one or two things. The bitches was faking, or they had some infections, right? Symptoms include fever, headaches, lethargy, double vision, abnormal eye movements, neck rigidity, behavioral changes, and tremors. So these bitches was acting like they was fucking possessed with something, right? The signs and symptoms that they were showing was like they're possessed. What's wrong with these people? So, in her 1990 book, A Fever in Salem, Lori Wynn Carlson argues that in the winter of 1691 and spring of 1692, some of the accusers exhibited these symptoms and that a doctor had been called in to treat the girls. He couldn't find an underlying physical cause and therefore concluded that they suffered from possession by witchcraft. So somebody put a spell on them. I put a spell on you. A common diagnosis of unseen conditions at that time because we didn't have all this technology of today. Couldn't figure out what the hell is going on. We didn't have no microscopes. We didn't have no petri dishes. We didn't have no laboratory and all these different things to assess organisms, snot, brain matter, whatever it is they do to figure out if you have some disease. We couldn't draw no blood and spin it and get a CBC. Um, we couldn't look at the WBCs. We couldn't look at the BUN creatinine. We couldn't figure out they was in renal failure. Couldn't figure out if they had a UTI. Because those are also some symptoms of urinary tract infections. Maybe them bitches was wiping front to back instead of, back to front instead of front to back. Who knows, right? The controversy surrounding the accusations, trials, and executions in Salem, 1692, continue to fascinate historians, and we continue to ask why, in a society that should have known better. Did this happen? No, society should not have known better because back then people were just fucking stupid. We don't have the education, research, or technology that we have today. They didn't have that back then. So no, they did exactly what they were expected to do: go off some dumb shit, right? Economic and physiological causes aside, the Salem witch trials continue to act as a parable of caution against extremism in judicial processes. Well, you're dealing with a bunch of dummies, so you can't expect them to to rationally think about things and go about doing things the way. The fuck, they was just stupid, right? Yeah, it was growing. It was the wheat. The wheat was the wheat grew this fungus, and it was because how does fungus grow? It grows in moist, warm, dark spaces. So being that when I did some research on that fungus, it said it grows after the snow, right? Because the crop is wet. Then the heat starts to come. I don't know. They said they were storing it and different things of that nature. They didn't even know how to store food back then. They just didn't know, right? And they didn't know that it was a fungus. So, I don't know. Oh, I'm just now getting that message. So you did get up here. Okay, so it worked. I'm not gonna play with you. Right at the time she was reading from the material, we could see the sausage being made. Yeah. So, oh, okay. I see you. Okay, so see, you know how to get up here. So now you don't have any excuse for you coming up here and me handing you your rear end. Okay. So it worked. It worked. Okay, cool. Right. Storing these cereals creates its own heat too. Yes, that's right. And so that's what it was. It was in the bread and the cereals. It was just basically the grain. So me being a nurse, I'm more inclined to believe that, they were infected, right? They had a fungus. But anyway, let's go look over here. You know what, you guys, let me tell you what I found. I even found the damn Salem witchcraft papers. And these people were crazy. Oh my God. You would be like reading this stuff, the way they spelled things, the questions that they asked. They asked this one man that was accused of being a witch. They asked him, they said, "Are you a witch?" He was like, "No, I'm not a witch. I don't even know what a witch is." And they said, "Well, how do you know you're not a witch if you don't know what a witch is?" I said, "Oh my God. Woo, it was no winning back then. But anyway, let's go to this one. This is the scholarly article that I found on the Salem witch trials. So let's just look at this. Let's look at this really quick. So that's funny. He just said, if you don't know what a witch is, then how you know you're not a witch? No excuses other than being sat in my lounge in my shorts sipping tea. I don't want to startle you with this much man in front of the camera. Oh, you can put no, you can turn your cam off. So it should say I know mine says start cam, but if I it says stop cam. So first you come on with the camera and then it says stop cam. And so once you click on stop cam, it goes off. So your camera goes off, and then you see how my picture is on the screen. You'll look like that. Because 9 times out of 10, I'm looking a hot mess. I got some raggedy t-shirt on. As a matter of fact, I woke up today and my kids were like, "Mom, are we going shopping?" I was like, "Yeah, we're going." And so I laid down. I was like, "Well, it's noon, so 1:30 is usually the time I get up every day, pretty much, or Mondays, right?" So everybody gets ready, right? All the kids get ready. And then my oldest comes into the room and she says, "Mom, see, you're not even up." So I get up and I throw a tantrum, and she's like, Mom, you're throwing a tantrum." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm throwing a tantrum." So I stomp around the room, right? And I throw some stretch pants on and I throw a shirt on. We get to the doggone store, and as we're leaving, my daughter says, "Mom, is your shirt on inside out?" And I looked down and I was like, "Oh my God, yes, my shirt is on inside out. How dare you allow me to walk around this store and my shirt is inside out?" Luckily, I had a sweater on, so you you really couldn't see that it was inside out. But listen, like I'm a hot mess all the time because I'm constantly running around the house doing stuff. I'm just lounging. I really don't go anywhere that requires me to dress up. So I'm just, lounging. So no, that's why the majority of the time I have my camera off. So anyway, let me share this and we will read this. Which one is it? Come on. Okay, this one. All right. So this information was pretty interesting. Because it just really said how stupid they were back then. And like, excuse me, why would you base anything off of this madness? Oh, the patriarchy did it, and they used to hang and burn witches. Ma'am, you're watching too much television. You're watching too many movies. It's 6:31 where you're at. Oh my God. Ma'am, you're watching too many movies. You're watching too many Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. You know, um, the Witch and the Huntsman. You're watching too many of those. And you need to turn the television off, right? Because you're basing this madness, something that happened in the 16th and 17th century, right? But however, I got some more information. I see where she's coming from. However, it's not from the United States of America. We don't do that here. Okay. But anyway, so this was the Salem witch trials. Abram C. Van Ingen. Here's the DOI. It was published in November of 2016. It's fairly old. I didn't really look for anything new, but this seemed to be pretty interesting for me. So we're just going to go through the summary, and then I'm just going to basically tell you what it said because it is a long article. So the Salem witch trials have gripped American imaginations, right? It was just my imagination running away with me. Okay, ever since they occurred in 1692. At the end of the 17th century, after years of mostly resisting witch hunts and witch trial prosecutions, Puritans in New England suddenly found themselves facing a conspiracy of witches in a war against Satan and his minions. What caused this conflict to erupt? Or rather, what caused Puritans to think of themselves as engaged at that moment in such a cosmic battle? These are some of the mysteries that the Salem witch trials have left behind, taken up and explored not just by each new history of the event, but also by literary imaginations of many American writers. The primary explanations of Salem set the crisis within the context of larger developments in Puritan society. Though such developments could be traced to the beginning of Puritan settlement in New England, most commentators focus on shifts occurring near the end of the century. This was a period of intense economic change, with new markets emerging and new ways of making money. It was also a time when British imperial interests were on the rise, tightening and expanding an empire that had at times been somewhat loosely held together. In the midst of those expansions, British colonists and settlers faced numerous wars on the frontiers, especially in northern New England against French Catholics and their Wabanaki allies. Finally, New England underwent, resented, and sometimes resisted intense shifts in government policy as a result of the changing monarchy in London. Under James II, Massachusetts Bay lost its original charter, which had upheld the Puritan way for over 50 years. A new government imposed royal rule and religious tolerance, right? Um, with the overthrow of James II in the Glorious Revolution, the Massachusetts Bay government carried on with no official charter or authority from 1689 until 1691. When a new charter arrived during the midst of the Salem witch hunt, it did not restore all the privileges, positions, or policies of the original New England way, and many lamented what they had lost. In other words, in 1692, New England faced economic, political, and religious uncertainty while suffering from several devastating battles on its northern frontier. All of those factors have been used to explain Salem. So, just like in the other article, it was saying that it could be economical or it could be physiological. So, economical means changes within the way they do things as a government, money, land, property, all those different things. Or it could have been the start because some women was acting funny, and that is really what it pretty much says. It says that it started from some women acting, some girls acting possessed, right? So when Governor William Phipps finally halted the trials, 19 had been executed, 5 had died in prison, and 1 man had been pressed to death for refusing to speak. So it's not like they were just, oh, burn the witches, all the women are witches, find the witches and burn them. No, um, you would think that a massive amount of people died, millions of women died because of this Salem witch trials, and because they thought women were witches and different things of that nature. But no, it was a small group of people, right? um the way she makes it seem like, oh my god, the men, they're all after you, you're all witches, and they were hanging you and burning you. And she answered, she said one way they tested you to be a witch is if they drowned you and you didn't die, and they burned you and you didn't burn. I said, ma'am, I saw that in a movie. I saw that in a movie, right? That's just like vampires. You can, shoot them and they don't die. That's television. It's like, is this woman even in freaking reality? Right? So let me finish this one and then I'm going to go into another one because which one was that? Uh, yeah, it might be on this one, but I mean, uh, yeah, we do need to get her on a Duncan stool. I mean, come the fuck on. She made it like this mass thing, and I was like, this woman got she got some serious fucking issues. But here's the thing. This is her saying that the patriarchy is evil. They're after all women. They want us for our resources. We are the holders of life. We are the protectors of people in the land and all this kind of shit. I mean, like, I don't know about her, but I don't want to be the bitch of the century, right? Listen, if women were put on this earth to handle all this responsibility by themselves, then why the fuck would Adam be here? Why would Adam be here if women are just so this precious commodity and this, that, and the third, and we can do everything on our own, and we're this, fuck you. I'm not doing all this shit by myself. Hell no. Hell fuck no, bitch. No. These men are here for a goddamn reason. Number one, you can't get pregnant without them. Okay, contrary to her popular belief, right? You can't lift boulders. You can't. There's a lot of different freaking things that women cannot do, but they gonna lie to you and say that they can do them because you know why? It's their ego. See, what she fails to always tell people is that women have egos as well. This is why you see a lot of black women wearing a lot of women, because all women wear wigs, excluding my sisters that got the cancer. God bless you guys that have to, do what they do. But all women wear wigs and eyelashes and makeup and put all this shit on because that's ego, right? Our ego gets hurt. You tell a black woman, "Oh, girl, your hair is nappy." You're hurting her ego. You tell a white woman, "Oh, girl, your hair is thinning and you're balding in the middle at the top." You're gonna hurt her ego. Women have egos as well, right? And that is one of the reasons why we lie and we don't admit to shit and we don't take accountability for the things that we do because it is our ego. So, I mean, this one-sided argument that she has, it's redundant, it's silly, it's stupid, and if women are taking her at face value and they aren't using their own brains, oh my god. I had this one white lady, she came in my comment section about 45 minutes ago, and she says she was responding to the video that I don't know that Tiffany and I did. I think when we did the live together or whatever, or it might have been the other one when I was talking about Tiffany. But she was like, "You two are some lost souls." I was like, "Ma'am," and I just asked the question, like, "What? Like, okay, yeah, what brought you to this opinion? Like, what's in your mind? What is your mindset?" What is your mindset to just say that I'm a lost soul? Like, how am I a lost soul? Can you elaborate on that opinion? Can you give me a few reasons why you think I'm a lost soul? Because I like to use my brains and I like to not be hoodwinked and bamboozled out of my extra money that I could be spending on myself or my kids. Why? Why should I pay for another bitch to go out and eat steak and lobster while I'm out at home eating chicken and rice? What? No. Why should I pad the pockets of a woman so she could go flying to Miami and all these different places and shopping and buying all these hats and shit Why the fuck do I got to contribute to that bullshit? So I mean, give me a break. So why am I lost again? Because I don't want to be scammed? Because I enjoy the opposite sex, even if there's no sex involved. Men are valuable people. There's no way in hell you are going to convince me that men were put here to be useless. Like, you think whoever created a man just put him here? What the fuck did he put him here for? I mean, that's kind of stupid that you would put a whole person here that needs to eat, sleep, shit, wash their ass. They need to learn and all this for nothing. For nothing. So men are just here for nothing. And I'm lost. Girl, bye. Okay, so when Governor William Phipps finally halted the trials, 19 had been executed, 5 had died in prison, and 1 man had been pressed to death for refusing to speak. And it wasn't only women that suffered the Salem witch trials. There were some men in there. I'm going to show you guys. There was some men in there. Not a whole lot, right? But there was some men in there. And let me tell you what. Let me tell you. Let me see if I can scroll down. Um, Let me scroll down. So what happened in Salem? The fits began in January 1692. Betty Paris, the minister's 9-year-old daughter, and Abigail Williams, the minister's 11-year-old niece, were the first to be afflicted. As members of the minister's household, they presented an embarrassing situation. The fits suggested that Satan could make its way even into the pastor's house, possessing or demonizing beyond the minister's ability to protect or defend. Moreover, Puritan theology taught that such afflictions usually came as chastisements from God for requiring the minister Samuel Paris to examine his ways and repent. Either because of his embarrassment or because he genuinely repented, Paris did not suspect witches for many weeks. He prayed, he fasted, he waited. After more than a month of continued fits, he finally called a doctor. These women were sick. They had a fungus. They was tripping out. A 9-year-old girl and an 11-year-old girl. They ate some bad bread, dude. Some fucked up cereal, right? Um, After more than a month of continued fits, he finally called a doctor. When the doctor pronounced the girls bewitched, it both relieved a burden and added a new one. The girls were not possessed, they were attacked. But who the devil was bewitching them? So the doctor came and said, uh, these girls aren't witches, they're being attacked. They're not witches because they're ill, which means that something is attacking them. Yeah, how about a fungus? How about encephalitis? Right? So, I mean, come on now. They were stupid back then. They were dumb as fuck, stupid. And they couldn't find out what was wrong, and so they attributed to being possessed when they were just sick. So listen to this shit. Mary Sibley, Paris's neighbor, knew one way to find out. This is some dumbass shit. You guys, listen to this shit. She ordered Paris's slaves, Tituba and John Indian, to bake a witch cake. This shit. Just listen to it. A rye bread mixed with urine from the afflicted children. So she had them piss in a cup and they made some bread. They made a cake with the bad rye and some piss, right? This was called white magic or counter magic, and it was long used and widely practiced in Puritan New England, right? Though uniformly condemned by the clergy, they believed all magic, for whatever purpose, worked only through the power of Satan. The practice of counter magic continued through the 17th and 18th centuries. Lay people did not necessarily associate magic with the devil, but approached it more pragmatically. If it healed, it was good, and if it harmed, it was bad. The witch cake Sibley ordered apparently worked. When the dog ate it, the children identified their tormentors. It also produced collateral damage. However, for the same day the witch cake was baked, two more children fell ill. 12-year-old Ann Putnam Jr. and 17-year-old Elizabeth Hubbard. So Ann Putnam Jr., that's a boy. That's a little boy. The doctor's maid. The four girls collectively named three witches, and Samuel Parris had good reason to be relieved. Now, finally, he could lay the blame elsewhere. Not only were these witches the ones at work, but Sibley's condemned usage of counter magic had raised the devil in Salem. He rebuked Sibley and forced her to confess before the church. Then he used the evidence she procured through counter magic to begin proceedings against the witches. So he sat there and he let the broad make a piss pie. He let her make a piss cake. And then he accused her of being a witch. Yeah, come on in, girl. Make this witch piss pie, witch piss cake, and to counteract the witch that's afflicting the kids. But then all magic or whatever the hell it is evil. It's from Satan. So now you a witch too. This shows you the mindset back then. I mean, these people were fear mongers, right? They had no knowledge of science. They had no knowledge of infection. They had no way of you know, determining whether somebody had an infection versus being a freaking witch or being afflicted, right? So this shit is, it gets deeper. It's crazy. So the first suspects were the predictable ones: Tituba, a slave from the West Indies; Sarah Good, a poor beggar who offended everyone; and Sarah Osborne, a bedridden widow who had scandalized the town by marrying her servant. As many have shown, witch hunts were often directed primarily at women, and especially at poor, marginalized women or those who had transgressed social norms. As Carol Carlson succinctly writes, the history of witchcraft is primarily the story of women, especially in its Western incarnation. Witchcraft confronts us with ideas about women, with fears about women, with the place of women in society, and with women themselves. It confronts us too with systematic violence against women. Salem thus began as a limited witch hunt aimed at notorious women, a ritual that was not very common in New England compared to Europe, but one which certainly had its precedence. The community, come on, the community would purge itself of those who did not fit, and then it would reunite through the process of uncovering and overcoming the devil. So basically, what this was is this was people getting rid of women that they felt didn't fit in society, right? The misfits of society, right? But look at how it started. These children were sick, they were ill, right? The doctor came. He couldn't find out what the hell was wrong with him, so he just said that they afflicted. Some witch put a spell on him, right? Which is what started the whole thing, right? And out of this came accusations um, of other women being accused of being the witches and the ones that had afflicted the kids, right? Right, attributing incorrect effect with cause is often called a false synergism. Yeah, I mean, we can't figure out what the hell's going on, so we just gonna say y'all, the witches got them. I mean, it's just it's stupid. I mean, need I read more? Like you, I'm gonna read more. Um. So anyway, let's see. Where was I? Okay, so yes, I will not even say that. Okay, women, we do suffer um a lot of the brunt of society's blame, right? It was a woman's fault. She did it. She evil. She the devil. Eve was weak. Eve ate the apple and gave some to Adam. It's all her fault, right? However, if you use your logic, every action has a reaction. So every way that a woman has carried herself, or every way that a woman carries herself, it bears some type of reaction from people and from society. Nobody is perfect. Tiffany will tell you men aren't perfect, right? I'm going to tell you women aren't perfect. We have our issues, men have their issues. But it's all in how society as a group has allowed women to be dealt with, because mind you, other women participate in this BS. So it's not just coming from a man. And then who raised these men? Right? These men with these flawed thinking and flawed logic and poor egos and high test. Who raised them? The women. So you raise these men with no morals, no values, and then you don't input anything solid into them, and then you expect them to go out in society and not become indoctrinated. Oh yeah, we could talk about religion. Yeah, we could definitely talk about religion. I'll be the first one to say, listen, if you want a good way to live, read the Bible, right? I mean, I have a book, How to Have a Beautiful Life. Shit, if the book is gonna tell you um a good way to live and have you be a good, decent person, shit, I'm all for it. Whether it's some God in the book or whether it's some person telling you to write down daily affirmations. If this gives you a better life, then go for it. Right? I don't the Bible is not telling you to kill people, it's telling you the opposite. The Bible is telling women, be modest, right? Don't be a Jezebel, right? Um Shit, it's telling you help people, right? Do the right thing. So I mean, you know, right? Isn't it great that a white guy from England can still find more in common with someone because they pursue the truth? Yeah, yeah, it is great. I mean, when you the truth has no race. The truth has no gender, right? When you're a seeker of the truth, I mean, truth brings people together. If we want to know the truth, haven't you had a bunch of people be like, "What happened? Oh, girl, let's find out." Or, "Hey, dude, what's up? What's going on? What's the truth?" Yeah, when you're seeking the truth? Yeah, all kind of people come together. I don't give a damn what color you are. I don't give a damn what gender you are. I don't give a damn what your sexuality is. If you want to know the truth, you could be on my team any day, all day. Just don't come to me with no lies. Okay, so the local magistrates, John Hawthorne, Jonathan Corwin, and Bartholomew Gedney, presided over the first phase of examinations, beginning with Sarah Good. Uh, Hawthorne interrogated defendants in an attempt to force confessions. Questions led with an assumption of guilt rather than asking whether Good. Okay, I'm gonna stop right here. Let me just tell you guys what happened. If you want to go read that article, you can. You see where it's at, right? So what ended up happening was that a lot of people that were afflicted, right? And then even some people that were accused of being witches. They said for the people afflicted, it was better for them to act afflicted or be afflicted and name somebody as a witch being the person that afflicted you versus saying I don't know. And then it was better for a person that was accused of being a witch to admit to being a witch and then repent and I'm healed, right? But if you denied being a witch, you're dead. Basically, you're guilty, right? So that was one of the issues that was happening back then. So a lot of people were accusing people of being witches. A lot of people were admitting to being witches because they didn't want to die. And then there were some people who just wouldn't say nothing at all, who sat in jail, right? So they said the widow, the lady that the bedridden lady that married her servant, she died in jail before she even got a trial, right? One person, a lot of people were killed. So I mean, this was just a time where there was no technology. The doctors were basically theorists. They had no real practice, right? There was no way to assess and determine if somebody had infection, right? They heavily believed heavily in religion, Catholic, and all that kind of madness. And so they just attributed to God basically punishing you for being an evil person, or a witch, put a spell on you and made you sick, right? But you have to think of the mentality back then and the lack of resources and the lack of technology. Of course you're going to have a whole dumb society, thinking of this dumb shit. And yeah, men wrote the Bible. That's one of the things. Hey, men, this the patriarchy, and men wrote the Bible. This okay, fine, ma'am. But we gotta have something to do. What like we're just supposed to sit here and not function and not think of new ideas and not evolve and not, shit happens. We're people living in society. What do you think is going to be a fucking perfect society? And if you think this world has never been a matriarchy. As long as there has been women on this earth, there have been men. Men have been the stronger being. Men have done all the fighting. Men have done all the hunting. Men have done all the building and all that shit. What are you talking about, matriarchy? Men have been running shit since the beginning of time. I mean, you get sick of the shit. So anyway, let's look at some of these. Let's look at next stream suggestion. Cool Cat debunks the patriarchy myth. Let's look at this right here. So I went to the Salem witchcraft papers, right? And we gonna these over here in purple. These are the ones that I've had the opportunity to look at, and I was tickled. I was pretty much tickled because I was like, damn, you niggas couldn't spell, or maybe that's the way y'all spelled back then. Um, but I'm just gonna show you, right? So look at this whole list of papers that they have. There's like a whole list of Salem witchcraft papers. Look at this list. Look at this shit. These are all documents, right? Look at this whole list of documents, right? Let's go back up. I'm just see if I can click on them and you guys will still be a part of it. So if we go to Nehemiah Abbott Jr., let me see if you guys can see that. Yep, you guys can see that. Hi, Orlando Ministries. How are you? So look at this. Look what this says. Nehemiah Abbott. This is a warrant. Okay. This is the warrant for Nehemiah Abbott. Examination of Nehemiah Abbott Jr. What say you? Are you guilty of witchcraft, of which you are suspect or not? No, sir. I say before God, before whom I stand, that I know nothing of witchcraft. Who is this man? Ann Putnam named him. Mary Walcott said she had seen his shape. What do you say to this? I never did hurt them. Who hurt you, Ann Putnam? That man. I never hurt her. Ann Putnam said, he is upon the beam. Just such a discovery of the person carried out, and she confessed. And if you would find mercy of God, you must confess. If I should confess this, I must confess what is false. Tell how far you have gone. Who hurts you? I don't know. I'm absolutely free. As you say, God knows. If you will confess the truth, we desire nothing else that you may not hide you guilt, if you are guilty, and therefore confess if so. I speak before God that I am clear from this accusation. What in all respects? Yes, in all respects. Doth this man hurt you? Their mouths were stopped. You hear several accuse you, though you cannot open her mouth. I am altogether free. Charge him not unless it be he. This is the man, say some, and some say he is very likely him. How did you know his name? He did not tell me himself, but other witches told me. And Putnam said, it is the same man, and then she was taken with a fit. So they were faking. What eventually ended up happening is that they figured out that a lot of these people were faking. They were all under persecution. Either you a witch or you afflicted. But either way, both are bad. Because if you're a witch, we got to kill you. If you're afflicted, we don't want this shit around. It might spread to somebody else. Right? Um these papers were crazy. Look at this one. Let me see. Let's go to William Barker Sr. So, warrant for apprehension of William Barker Sr., Mary Marston, and Mary Barker, and officers return. Complaint being made to me this day by Samuel Martin of Andover and Moses Tyler Sr. of Boxford against I think it's supposed to be William Barker Sr., Mary Marston, the wife of John Marstone Jr., and Mary Barker, the daughter of Left John Barker. All of Andover, in that the aboves William Barker, Mary Marstone, and Mary Barker have woefully afflicted and abused Abigail Martin and Rose Foster of Andover and Martha Spragg of Boxford by witchcraft, contrary to the peace of or sovereign lord and lady, William and Mary King and Queen of England, and to their magets laws in that case provided. These therefore require you and their magets names upon sight hereof to apprehend and seize the bodies of William Barker Sr., Mary Marstone, the wife of John Marstone Jr., and Mary Barker. I mean, this shit is crazy. So, examination of William Barker Sr. He confesses he has been in the snare of the devil 3 years, that the devil first appeared to him like a black man and perceived he had a cloven foot, that the devil demanded of him to give up himself, soul, and body unto him. Now, let me tell you guys what I gathered from reading these papers. Hi, Trey. what I gathered from reading these papers was that these people had started a new religion, and so it was a or they were lying. It came out that they was lying. They all blamed it. It was a black man in a book and all this kind of craziness. Y'all can go read these papers if you want to, but it's a whole damn list of these Salem witch trials, Salem witch trial documents. Um, but yeah, it. Let me look at a couple more because they were crazy. I mean, you just look at the way they did things back then. I mean, this is just so like you don't know who's talking. They don't have it, you know, who's making the questions and who. It's just all bunched together to where you just have to really read it and figure out. So anyway, let's look at Sarah Bassett. So Sarah Bassett, let's see what her paper said. Indictment of Sarah Bassett for afflicting Mary Walcott. So she's accused of being a witch and making Mary Walcott sick. The jurors for, or I don't know, Sover, Lord and Lady, the King and Queen, present that Sarah Bassett, wife of William Bassett of Lynn in the county of Essex, aforesaid, upon or about the 23rd day of May last, I know, must be last year, 1692, aforesaid, and divers other days and times, as well as after certain detestable arts called witchcraft and sorceries, wickedly, wickedly, that's supposed to be maliciously and feloniously, hath used, practiced, and exercised at and in the town of Salem, in the county of Essex, aforesaid, upon and against one Mary Walcott of Salem, single woman, by which wicked arts the said Mary Walcott is tortured, afflicted, tormented, consumed, wasted, and pinned the day and year aforesaid, and divers other days and times as well before as after, contrary to the peace of O Sover, Lord and Lady, the King and Queen, their crown and dignity, and the laws in that case made and provided. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is that? What kind of court is this? Right? What kind of court is this? Like, I'm done. I'm done. This shit don't make no sense. It sounds stupid. It sounds stupid as fuck. And why would you even bring this bullshit up without doing full research on what the hell is going on? Them being accused of witches and being afflicted, that had nothing to do with patriarchy. It had everything to do with these two little girls getting sick from eating this damn fungus wheat, right? And then some, and then, I mean, come on now. Come on. But anything to blame men. She's using any and everything to blame men. It's all the man's fault. Even though the first article I read, it said, what did it say? It said that the shit was started by women. You had 8 bitches in their neighbor's business who accused their neighbors of being witches. You all up in somebody else's house and you're not and starting shit. It was started by some women accusing other women of being witches. So how is that the patriarchy's fault? Anyway, look at this. So then she was like, um, yeah, they still, yeah, they still, they still doing this shit today, and you know, I was like, oh my god, her fear mongering is just it's off the chain at how she got these women scared that all men are out to get them and use them for their resources. But look at this right here. In India, right? Let me share this. In India, this is what they do to, and this is India. This is not the United States. This is why everybody trying to come to the United States, right? Um, Everybody's trying to come to the United States because their countries are fucked up. Their countries have some weird ass practices. There's some fucking weirdos, right? There's some weirdos. They're weirdos. So everybody wants to come to the United States. And if the patriarchy is so goddamn bad all over the fucking world, why the fuck is everybody running to the goddamn United States of America? Why? Because we're the land of the free, home of the brave, and you could come here and search your dreams, have your dreams come true without being persecuted and all this kind of madness. So in India, I looked up, she was talking about being branded as a witch. So I said, well, let me look up witch branding. I said, damn, if it ain't one thing with this broad, it's another. Now, you know, what the fuck, who's still doing this shit, right? So when I looked it up, I found it was India. I said, India, you motherfuckers, you cut it out. Cut it out. Like goddamn, you can't win for losing. It's like goddamn, y'all keep giving this broad shit to talk about. Oh Lord, now she okay, okay. I saw that. Okay, so the deep roots of witch branding in India. The practice is an outcome of patriarchy and lack of access to alternative healthcare facilities. The practice is an outcome of patriarchy and lack of access to alternative healthcare facilities. More so, lack of access to alternative healthcare facilities. We have always been a patriarchy. Cut it out. India's National Crime Records Bureau shows that between 2000 and 2016, more than 2,500 people, primarily women, were killed across the country over accusations of witchcraft. So these dumbass motherfuckers in India still believe that there is witchcraft. And then when I read further, they really don't even believe that. It's just an excuse to get rid of the outcasts, the women that they no longer want. But you got these dumb motherfuckers still talking about witchcraft. Cut it out. The practice is prevalent across uh, 12 states of India: Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Gujarat, Haryana, Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Odisha, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, and West Bengal. And I hope I said all of those right, but if I didn't, fuck off. Witch branding carries a legacy of violence, including flogging, rape, burning, and even murder. The targets are mostly old, single, or unmarried women living in the margins of the community. Elderly single women are often the victims of witch branding because they can no longer provide children or sexual services and are therefore considered a drain on the patriarchal social system, right? So it's not that they're witches. And they're not, and I don't know, if they were smart, they would be like, okay, damn, Um, you know, and I don't know, maybe they calling them witches instead of calling them bitches. You know, so they're saying, I don't know, how are they using witch? What in what context are they using witch? Do you motherfuckers really believe in witchcraft, or like I said, are you just using witches instead of bitches? Right? Are you using witch, branding them as a witch, a person that's doing magical shit, as an excuse to get rid of them because you don't feel like they're no longer useful? I mean, come the fuck on, India. Like, really cut this shit out. And then what did it say at the beginning? Lack of healthcare facilities. So you motherfuckers ain't got no nursing homes to put these women in. You ain't got no monasteries to put them unmarried single women in, right? What the fuck? Y'all can't find nothing else for y'all elderly people to do. They don't provide no damn service. You can't They can't babysit. They can't do none of the shit. They can't make some bread cakes, cook some food. I mean, what the fuck? And she said that, oh yeah, they killing old people. Yeah, they doing that shit in India. They not doing it over here in the United States. We got plenty of nursing homes, right? We got old broads around here doing porn, right? They can't provide no sexual services. Bullshit. You got old bitches doing porn. The goddamn granny porn. What are you talking about? Unmarried women. Well, why the fuck are y'all not marrying the women? And these is somebody's mamas y'all talking about. With them, they and see, here's the thing. See, this bro have you believe that, oh my God, we women, we need to stick together, and these bitches, these women ain't sticking together in India. They agree with the shit. Move, bitch, get out the way. That's how they feel about these old people that can't have no kids no more, can't do threesomes with their asses no more. Yeah, but then she changes. But then she changes her narrative. Now it's not. Now she got this pick me going on because now she wants to make. You want me to open this? Can you get Granny one? Huh? Can you get Granny some chips? Okay, here. No matter of fact, just give me one of these. You don't have to give me a whole bag. Just give me. Can I have a couple? Can I have a few? Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Um. No. So, like, what the hell? She wants to start talking about the pick me, right? Oh, stay away from these pick me's because they are the upholders of patriarchy. But that wasn't your initial message, ma'am. Your initial message was not about pick me's. Your initial message was about all women banding together and creating communities and this, that, and the third. But since you know that it's some devious ass women out there, you want to try to put that shit off on pick me's. It ain't got shit to do with a damn pick me. That has everything to do with the fact that women are just as evil as men. I don't give a damn if you a pick me or not. I don't give a shit what female category you fall into. Every single woman from them categories, they got issues. And it's not gonna be no damn kumbaya, my lord, with a bunch of fucking women's societies. Bullshit. Right. Women don't. Hello. Hello. Women don't even like each other for real. How's she gonna start a matriarchy? Hello. I guess basically that you summed it up for me, Trey. You damn straight because I listen. Let me tell you something. I leave the women where I find them. I leave them at work. It's got to be something real special about you if I'm talking to you outside of work, right? And then a lot of times if I'm talking to you, it's about work. But for me to allow you in my circle as a woman, it's something got to be real special about you, right? Because I don't do broads. They catty, they bratty, they jealous, right? They'll set you up. They're mean girls, they're bullies, they all that in a bag of chips and some french fries and a milkshake. I'm not fucking with you bitches. They selfish. They mean you no damn good. It's all about them. They lie, they steal, they cheat, they'll screw your man, they'll beat your kids, they'll do all that. I'm not trusting none of you bras as far as I can see you. And they know that's the truth. And they know it's the truth. She haven't solved nothing. It's still my hair is longer than yours. My hair is straighter than yours. I got good hair. You got nappy hair. You fat. I'm skinny. I got hips and thighs and you don't. I got big boobs and you a part of the itty bitty titty committee. All that shit is still going on. She not fooling nobody. She got them same issues. She's jealous. She's insecure. Her ego is fucked up. She put on that whole goddamn costume just to come on the damn internet, wigs and eyelashes and contact lenses and makeup and shit, resizing her forehead with the wigs. Cut it out. If she ain't got a wig on, she got a ball cap on. If she ain't got a wig and a ball cap on, she got a damn wig cap on. I'm not playing these games with this broad. I'm sick of these females coming in my goddamn comment section. Bitch, don't say shit to me. Cause you a whole lie too. You know that bitch don't mean nothing good. She ain't doing nothing but scraping up some fucking money. You bitches will never run this world. She do look like everybody hates Chris. So I mean, cut it out. Go over there in India and fix the witchcraft problem. Shit, since you got so much to fucking say about it, go over there and fix it. Hop your ass on a plane. Take some of your subscriber money, your member money, your cash apps, your book money. Go the fuck over there in India and talk to them bitches, because them the ones having the problems over there. You talking from your closet in your house on your live ain't gonna fix shit for them women in India. I don't give a damn how you can talk to you fucking blue in the face like my picture. You ain't solving shit. And she knows this. She knows this. I'm making changes. I'm making no, you're not. You're just running your mouth. So those accused of being witches are blamed for causing bad weather, natural disasters, diseases, and sudden deaths. And if them, and I'm gonna stop right there, because if them niggas in India believe that shit, if you believe a woman is a cause of bad weather, diseases, and deaths and shit like, you got a motherfucking problem. They should just line the motherfuckers up against the wall. If you, in this day and age, believe that witchcraft exists, I don't give a damn about what do they call that shit? That African witchcraft, voodoo. That shit is fake. I'm not playing these games. I'm not playing these games with these people. This shit is just fucking stupid. It's too much technology. Too much shit's been debunked. We all know that a bitch can't wave a wand and do a goddamn thing. What witchcraft? It's like, come on, it's time for the world to fucking stop being stupid. So anyway, there was, and then she's like, "Oh no, you know you're a witch, and they're doing this to you, and they doing that to you." Let me share this because I mean, damn, if it was so bad, if being accused of being a witch was so damn bad, this wouldn't be here. The many faces of women who identify as witches. Okay, we do need an anti-stupidity revolution. The many faces of women who identify as witches. So if being a goddamn witch was so bad, why would these women sit up here on the internet, put their faces out here and claim to be witches? They stupid too. Just a bunch of dumb fucks. So let's look at these. Let's look at them. Hey, if you identify as a witch, hey, I support you. Right? This is from the New Yorker. You can go subscribe for $6. Look, I support you. Boo. Her outfit is banging. I like this jacket she got right here. But look at that. See, they got on their witch clothes or what they think to be witch clothes, right? Look at her. They sage and dead birds and shit. You know, they doing practicing the shit for nothing. Look at this. We know why she a witch, but we ain't going there. Look at her. They identify as witches. Look at is this Princella right here with the damn cigar in her mouth? We done found a dark skinned Princella over here with the damn cigar in her mouth. But I mean, really, if being a witch was so damn bad, and you know, these women wouldn't be sitting here identifying as witches. They're witches. They believe in all that shit that they doing. And look at her. She just really into her shit. She's like, yes, I'm gonna work this snake. I mean, really, give me a break. It's just something to do. It's just something to do. They ain't got shit better to do. Right. People identify. People identify as different sex these days too. It's a free country. But the dumb shit come about when people agree with them and affirm their delusions. Hey, and they can do that as well, right? They can do that, cool cat. But don't expect everybody to do it because some people got some fucking sense. Right? So you're out of control. Sticking feathers in your butt doesn't make you a chicken. It never will. Right. But I mean, here's my thing. The reality of the situation is that it's all bullshit. Now, I'm all for seeing in the future. I'm all for using your gut instincts. I'm all for, it's a lot of shit that I go for. But I mean, come on now. Do you not think that if there was really witches, they'd be some rich witches? I'd be casting spells on. I'd be the bank manager, the CEOs. I'd be casting spells on all these motherfuckers. I'd be the richest bitch in the world. Come on now, really? What's the one thing that everybody in this world goes for? Money, power. And if there was really a such thing as witches, do you think the men in power? Do you really think they would be there if there was really a such thing called witchcraft? I mean, it's just fucking stupid. Now listen. Now we're gonna go into this. We're gonna go into the repercussions. I want y'all to listen to this. I want y'all to listen to what she had to say and what she is saying. That you guys remember when I forget who it was that came on my live when Tiffany was on, how she was saying this her message is dangerous for women. It's very dangerous for women. But I want you to listen to what she says first, and then we're gonna give example, right? We're gonna give an example. Right. Just don't expect me to go along with it. Right. All right. I think it was 53. Let's listen to. I hate listening to her, but I'm gonna have to. We're gonna have to, so we can hear this bullshit.
Work hard, play harder. Go all out with a Tama Complete Drum Set, 160 bucks. Right? This what they have always done. This ain't no new shit. That's why I keep telling y'all, stop talking to males, stop listening to them, because you ain't finna reason with them. You don't reason with the unreasonable. They retardation is passed down through multiple lines of the Y chromosome. So the Y chromosome is degenerate in and of itself, and they pass stupidity down and inferiority in mind, body, and soul down for fucking centuries. Stop talking to these retardos. Even when cloaked in his.
So y'all heard that, right? So y'all heard that. She said, stop talking to these men, right? Just stop talking to them. Don't listen to nothing they got to say. All that kind of shit, right? Let's listen to this really quick. So you guys remember that story that came out? They just released the body cam footage of the girl, of the lady, young girl that got shot in the car because she was accused of shoplifting, right? So um, let's listen to this really quick. You know, I can't show it. I don't have any space on my computer. I can't record it and show it. But just listen. We all know what happened. Um, but let's listen to how this um, how this man describes. I think he's a lawyer. I'm not sure. But listen to how he describes what happened, and then I'll come back with my commentary.
I'm Russ Martin, former Delaware County Sheriff and Chief of Police for the City of Delaware. I worked in law enforcement for more than 40 years before recently retiring. I have no connection to the Blendon Township Police Department, but they asked me to provide and review some context that might be helpful to the general public about the body-worn camera video from the tragic officer-involved shooting that recently happened. I want to be clear. I won't be making any conclusions about whether what the officer did was right or wrong. That's the job of other agencies. I'll simply offer analysis similar to what any investigator might look at when reviewing body-worn camera video of a use of force incident. Let's take a look at the video. Police Officer 1 was already in the front of the Kroger parking lot after a citizen called and asked for help after locking herself out of her car. This is a common call for police. We can see that he's using tools police carry in their car to try to open the locked car door. Police Officer 2, who had just finished with a nearby car accident, is on the scene and also tries to help unlock the citizen's car. As Officer number 2 is working, a Kroger employee approaches him from behind and points to a woman getting into her car. The Kroger employee tells Officer 2 that the woman getting into the black Lexus has just stolen things from the store. Police officers routinely may be focused on one task in a public setting, then, when abruptly interrupted, must then redirect focus to a more pressing matter. Officer number 2 quickly approaches the Lexus and attempts to talk to the suspect. He repeatedly tells her to stop and get out of the running car. It's well within the legal authority of police to temporarily stop and detain anyone believed to be part of a potential crime. Officer 1 appears to notice what his colleague is doing and walks over to assist. As Officer 2 continues to loudly tell the driver to get out of the car, Officer 1 walks past him briskly and moves around to the front of the car. Police officers are generally at greater risk either directly in front of or behind a car for obvious reasons. Drivers can drive forward or backward into the officers when they're in that most vulnerable position. Generally, police training teaches that when two officers have approached a car on foot or intend to interview a suspect on the street, they will take a position that gives them the best advantage for observing what the suspect is doing. In police parlance, this is simply referred to as contact and cover. One officer is attempting to contact the person to be interviewed, while the assisting officer is providing cover or oversight of the scene. Officers are trained that one of the most dangerous encounters they face on the job involves a driver seated in a car. It's dangerous because there are many places in a car where a weapon can be hidden and the driver's hands are often out of view. While this suspect didn't have a weapon, the officers didn't know that at the time. 19 seconds into the encounter, the suspect rolls her window down a few inches and asks why she's being stopped. Officer 2 tells her that a Kroger employee has accused her of stealing. Citizens can ask why they are being detained or ordered to comply, and, in most cases, when there's time and no urgent circumstances, the officer should provide an answer, as Officer 2 does. Ohio law requires everyone to comply with the lawful order of a police officer. Although she's been ordered to get out of the running car many times by now, the driver starts to turn the steering wheel to the right as Officer 1 is directly in front of the car, in a clearly vulnerable position. Officer number 1 draws his firearm and again loudly orders the woman to stop the car. Police officers are trained to draw their firearms when threatened with deadly force, which can be from a gun, a knife, or a vehicle. In the next second, the driver steps on the gas and the car moves forward. When you look at side-by-side footage from both officers' body cameras, you can see that the suspect's car pushes Officer 1 backwards several feet. It's clear from the video that the car makes contact with the officer. In the next second, you can see that both of Officer 1's feet are off the ground. At this moment, Officer 1 fires a single shot through the windshield. Officer 1 is then able to slide off the hood of the moving car as it rolls towards the building. Officers run to keep up with the moving car, and from the video, it doesn't appear that the officers would have any way of knowing whether the driver is in control of the car. When the car stops, they act quickly to get the driver out of the car, which is what they are often trained to do.
I was asked only to make observations of what I saw from the officer's body-worn camera video from this brief encounter.
Okay, now.
Well, we have the benefit of slow.
Now, you guys, I don't know if you've seen the incident or not, right? I don't know if you've seen the incident or not, but I saw it. And I'm going to tell you my view of what happened, right? So, this pregnant lady goes into Kroger's. I don't know for the life of me why a pregnant woman would be in the alcohol section, but it was said that she had taken some alcohol, right? She had taken a bottle of alcohol. So from me looking into the picture, she went in the store, and while she was in the store, the police arrived to help the other lady unlock her car door. The other officer was in the vicinity because he had just came from an accident scene, right? So they were trying to help the lady unlock her car. Now, while this young pregnant girl is in the store stealing alcohol, on her way out, she saw the cops outside. So what she did was she put the bottle of alcohol down, came outside, got in her car. But by this time, the Kroger employees were already on to her. They saw what she did. However, they didn't see her put the alcohol down. So from their last recollection, she had a bottle of alcohol in her possession that she was stealing. When she left out the store, they left out behind her and went to go tell the cops that she was in the store stealing. When they approached her car and told her to roll down the window and get out the car, and then she asked why, and they told her because somebody in the store said that you were stealing, right? Now, you heard Pincella say, don't listen to these men. They're stupid, basically. They're idiots. They don't have no information to offer you. I don't know if this girl is one of Pincella's listeners or not. However, she damn sure was listening to the cops. Now, she already knew that she put that alcohol down and she didn't have none. She didn't steal nothing. So in her mind, it's like, get the fuck away from me. What do you want? I don't have to listen to you. I didn't steal nothing in the store. So you ain't got shit on me. And fuck you. I'm leaving. Right? You heard the man say that one officer in the front of the car, because she won't get out the car, so he needs to see what she's doing. He has a better view in front of the car. The other officers on the side telling her to get out the car. She's not complying. She's not listening. Still has the car running. She knows that officer is in front of her car, but what does she do? She puts her car in drive, turns her wheel, and then proceeds to leave the scene, hitting the officer. Now, one or two things could have happened. The officer could have just let her go, right? But they would have got in their car and they would have been on a high-speed chase with a pregnant woman, potentially having her hit and injure somebody in an accident or killing herself in the accident, right? Flipping her car, whatever, because they got that pit maneuver. The scene would have been taken from the parking lot into the streets chasing this woman, right? Or, hey, you just assaulted me. You're not leaving this parking lot. You're a danger to yourself. You're a danger to society. All we asked you to do was get out the car. Knowing that she didn't steal anything, why would she not just say, oh, okay. They said I stole something in the store. Okay, well, you can check me. You can check my car. I don't have anything. And the situation could have been ended, right? But in this young girl's mind, all men are evil. I don't have to listen to you motherfuckers. I didn't steal anything, so fuck you. See how bad her message is? Her message is getting women killed. And then on the other hand, Black people are under the impression that that they can't do anything if they steal something. Yes, the store employees might not be able to do anything, but if the cops catch you stealing something, they damn sure can do something. The people in the store just can't chase you and stop you for stealing, right? But if the police catch you in the act of committing a crime, which stealing is a crime, they have every authority to stop you. So I don't know what was going on in this young lady's mind, but honey, you're pregnant and you're in the store and you're stealing alcohol. Are you stealing it for yourself? Are you stealing it for your boyfriend? Are you stealing it for your friends? But what in the fuck do you have to do with a bottle of alcohol and you are pregnant? Honey, you don't have to listen to your boyfriend. You don't have to listen to your husband. You don't have to listen to your daddy. You don't have to listen to the man down the street. You don't have to listen to some nigga you don't know in public. But when the police approach you, you damn sure have to listen. So this broad telling you, oh, don't listen to these men. They're stupid. They're retarded. It's not that. My thing is that you have a lot of idiot women out here who don't know how to process information, right? You to listening to Princella, you have to know how to process the information that she's giving you. You have to know discernment. You have to know, like, okay, yeah, I don't have to listen to these niggas, or I don't have to listen to my boyfriend, I don't have to listen to the men in my family, but I have to listen to authority. And she's making these women feel as if they have so much power. She's making them feel like witches. She's making them feel like witches. You don't have to listen to men. Yes, the fuck you do. You can't go around thinking all men are stupid and you don't have to listen to them, because there are some men you damn sure do have to listen to. If a motherfucker is pointing a gun at you, you got to listen to that motherfucker or die. This is not a board game that we're playing. This is real life game that we're playing. And the way you play the game the outcome can be good or it can be bad. So this broad is sitting up here telling these weak-minded females and these retarded females who don't have the ability to learn. You're telling these females not to listen to men and they all evil and they want all your resources and different things of that nature. And you don't know how they're processing that information. They're not processing it well. She's pulled them inside of her matrix. Her matrix is women rule. Men are stupid. We don't have to listen to them. Don't date them. This is our matriarchal world. This is our communal society. No, bitch. We still in reality. And the reality of the situation is that men run this goddamn country because it's a fucking necessity. It's necessary that these men are in power because men have to deal with men. And doesn't she say that? She says that. Only a man can control another man. So why the fuck would you think we gonna turn into a matriarchy if only a man can control another man? But I'm lost, right? But my soul is lost. No, I didn't see that, cool cat. But I mean, the fact of the matter is that she got these women in a fantasy world. They on Fantasy Island right now, thinking that they're running something. The only thing you're running is your personal space. And then you got these other two black women, pregnant girl. One is pregnant, one isn't. They go into I don't know, what do you call that shit? Bed and Bath and Beauty or some shit like that. Bed, Bath and Beyond or something like that. That you know, that little cheap store. These dumb broads. The girl got her purse. She put her purse on her shoulder first and then put her sweater in the arm thing. So the purse is inside the sweater, hooked to her arm. So she's walking around the damn store sniffing candles, right? I didn't see the other girl at this time, but she's sniffing candles. So all of a sudden, she just thinks it's okay to sniff and dump them in her purse, sniff and put them in her purse, sniff and put them in her purse, right? She going around the store stealing candles. Her friend goes up to the counter and asks the lady for some bags. So the lady hands her 2 bags. This dummy, she starts stuffing candles in the bags that she got from late. I mean, these bras are just have no concept of right or wrong, or don't give a shit about right or wrong, and don't give a fuck who's watching. Don't you know we can see you on this camera? So these 2 dumb bras go through the store stealing candles, of all things, candles. So the store calls the police. So the police sitting outside waiting for their asses to come out. So they get, after they get finished sniffing and stashing candles, they go outside. Of course, they get arrested. So the one friend that's not pregnant, she takes off running. Officer takes off running after her. The other one, she's pregnant, so she ain't running nowhere. So the officer puts her in handcuffs and sits her down, and she's like, "Why you gotta be doing this? And I'm pregnant, and this is my first baby." And the officer is like, "Okay, and you're in here stealing." Well, I know that. I know that I was in there stealing, but I'm not about to be sitting on this ground. This ground is hard, ma'am. 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 You're going to jail. If you were so concerned about your baby and about sitting on the hard concrete, why the fuck are you in the store stealing candles? Some shit you can make at home? You know, it's funny because they got all the money in the world to buy weaves. They got all the money in the world to buy eyelashes. They got all the money in the world to buy these booty shorts and these skimpy outfits and shit like that, alcohol and driving Lexuses and all this kind of shit. Where's your money, honey? So you rather steal some candles versus going on YouTube and learning how to make them at home, make them and sell them? Because that's all they was doing, was stealing candles to sell them. So you mean to tell me you can go out here and suck dick and play niggas for money, but you can't go out there and do that to start your own business, make your own candles? They are tired of these black people going in these stores thinking that they can just walk in and take what they want like it's a free for all. They're getting ready to stop this shit. So yeah, they might not be able to stop you in the store, but they can damn sure call the police on you, and the police can get you when you come out the door. These smash and grabs, they're only happening because they're catching these people off guard. Now, these two dumb broads in the bed and bath store, they was in there for an hour. The police had time to set up roadblocks at every corner for as long as these females was in the store. Them other people that be robbing them stores, they be smashing, grabbing, and going. They ain't even, the people in the store ain't even got time to think about what's going on. They get in there and get out. Ain't no time to call no police. Ain't no time for no police to roll up. But these fucking broads was in the goddamn store for an hour sniffing candles. A whole fucking hour. And you know, they had 100 fucking candles when they came out that store. If that ain't the dumbest shit, and you can make them same candles at home. All you have to do is you order the products online. Why do people think it's okay to take from other people that have put their hard work and their care in their products to sell, to make money, to take care of their families? Why do you think you don't have to do the same thing? Why is their merchandise free? So, I mean, the fact of the matter is that these black men on YouTube ain't talking about shit because it's not benefiting the community. It's not benefiting black people as individuals. These broads on here on YouTube ain't benefiting nobody but them damn selves. They ain't benefiting nobody but their pockets. And the black community is in disarray. It has been and is and probably still will be. So, me and my daughter today, I'm gonna start making soaps and different things and lotions and stuff like that, and really for personal use, right? So I went and got everything that I needed. Everything. I'm talking soap cutting boards, soap molds, all the different things it takes to make the soap. And so I just happened to be on this lady's page, and she was making chapstick. I was like, fuck me. It's that easy to make chapsticks? You mean to tell me I could be making my own chapsticks? I could be making my own lotion. I could be making my own fucking soap. And all this time I've been getting hoodwinked and bamboozled at the damn store, and I could be making this shit at home for myself. So what me and my daughter did today was we made chapstick. I was so happy. I was like, I don't ever have to buy another goddamn piece of chapstick out the store ever again if I don't want to. And then we turned around and we made lotion. I still smell it on me now. We were so excited. We was like, we never have to buy another fucking bottle of goddamn lotion out the store. We can make our own. It took about 20 minutes. 20 minutes to make the chapstick and 20 minutes to make the little lotion. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Man, listen, cool cat. It is so easy. I was like, I didn't know you like. Well, of course I've been working, but I'm like, excuse me, like really?
Yes.
I bought the little chapsticks, all the little empty chapsticks, and it comes with the little tray. You okay? It comes with the little tray. You stick the little chapsticks in there. You put all your oils together and you melt them. And then you just pour the melted oil inside the little chapstick things. Let them cool down, freeze up, and boom, you got you some chapstick. I was like, oh, I will never buy another guy. We can make our own. Do you know how much money I spend with these girls at the store?
Hi.
Buying chapstick, lip gloss, all that kind of stuff. And you mean to tell me I could make this shit at home? No. Right. And so when I'm gonna start making some soap. It takes 6 weeks for the soap to be ready to use. But I mean, it is so simple. And so I even want to make candles. You can go get all the products for making candles. I don't ever have to buy another candle ever again if I don't want to. So I'm just saying, like, these bras are putting $600 and $700 and $800 into weaves and wigs, and then turn around and then be in the beauty supply stealing wigs. Let me show y'all this. Let me show you guys this. Listen, it's real out here. We were at the beauty supply the other last week, right? I was getting my daughter some stuff. But we were at the beauty supply. And I'm going to show y'all this. You guys, I hope y'all laugh too, because this shit, you cannot make it up at how obsessed with these fucking beauty supply places these black women are. Now listen, I'll be the first to tell you, yeah, I do, I braid my own hair, right? And sometimes I'll do my own nails if I feel like it, so we go to the beauty supply often. And we was there last week, and I saw this sign. Now, when you guys see this sign, yeah, $800 for a damn wig. When you see this sign, you're gonna be like, "Fuck no!" I just want y'all to read it. I just want you guys to read it. You're gonna be like, "Oh, fuck no!" Like, really? Like, nuh-uh. Let me show y'all this picture. I want y'all to read this signage that they had. And come on, I'm not about to go through all this stuff. Just log me in. Okay. I want y'all to see this. Oh, this was crazy. No, don't switch. Man, you better put my picture up here. Oh, well, maybe it doesn't. Okay, come on, log me out there. Oh my God. What do you mean? 33. Okay. Yeah, this was crazy. So hold on one second. I gotta do it over again. Share. Gmail. Oh yeah, I sent it to the wrong one. Okay. Here we go. You guys are gonna trip when you see this. When you see this. Okay, let me share my screen. Now I want you guys to read this. I want you guys to read this damn sign from the beauty supply. I can't make it up. Let me see if y'all can see it. And let me see if I can make it bigger. I won't make it bigger like that. Here we go. Do y'all see that? What does that say? It says physical ID is mandatory. We're not accepting ID on the phone. Please do not put your stuff on the counter if you're not ready to check out. We're not accepting CSL plasma temporary cards and gift cards. These bras are donating blood and then taking a plasma card from donating blood and then going to the beauty supply shopping. These bras are donating blood so that they can buy shit at the beauty supply. That's how serious it is for these black women. That's a damn shame. Something is severely wrong with a lot of these black women. I got some. I got a bunch of them. I actually, yeah, what a waste. I got my empty chapsticks. I got them off of Amazon. And so I just bought a bag of 100, just to try it out to begin with. And yeah, they worked out really nice. They worked out really nice. I put them in the freezer so that they could really freeze. And then I'll make more and just stack them somewhere. But I tell you, I'm not buying another tube of chapstick out the damn store. Like I said, we made lotion today. The lotion works. Oh my God, it's fabulous. Oh my God. Oh my God. So yeah, I have me some lotion. If I need some lotion, I can make. Do you not know you can make your own damn deodorant? I'm gonna be doing all this. I'm gonna just be making my own products. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna be making my own products. Why not? Why not? No, it's for the chapstick. It is shea butter. You can use any kind of butters you want. You can use shea butter. You can use mango butter. But what I used shea butter. I used some hemp seed oil. I used some avocado oil. I used some coconut oil. I used those four things, and I used some vitamin E oil. I don't know about no products being in no damn store, but for my own personal use, I just like making stuff. I'm just, creative with my hands, and so I like, working with my hands. And what better way to, spend some time, make my girls some products, show them how to make it. Actually, I let my daughter do. I let her do all the put all the stuff together and showed her how to do the double boil. I let her pour the chapstick stuff. I let her get the stuff together for the lotion. She put all the stuff in there for the lotion, and I let her use the stick blender, just kind of basically showing her, to make her own products. Now my other one, she's not interested right now because she's one of those computer geeks. She likes being on a doggone computer. So okay. Do you know how old I am? I'm about ready to retire. I'm not about to be standing in the damn kitchen making products. I'm about to retire. No, I'm never retiring. I'm gonna stay working as long as I can. But yeah, this is ridiculous when you got when females think it's okay to go donate blood so that they can go shopping at the damn beauty supply. So you mean to tell me they're not donating blood so they can feed their kids? They're donating blood so that they can go buy hair and beauty supply products. I know it is. I feel, yeah. And so I just made enough lotion because my other daughter didn't like the fragrance. So I just made two 8-ounce jars of lotion, for one for me, one for my other daughter. And she was so excited. And so yeah. And I still smell it on me. It still smells good. Cause you know how you put lotion on from the store and you be like, damn, where'd it go? I still smell fabulous. But anyway, you guys, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here. But I just wanted to ah I'm 50 years old and I'm still camping and fishing when I can. You can't be anywhere near my age. Okay, you keep telling yourself that, cool cat. I've told you guys my age before. I can't. I'm a few years shy of 50. I'm a few years shy of 50. I can't be. I can't do alpha female talk if I'm only 30, right? Anyway, but her overall message is dangerous. These women are out here thinking that they're better than men, thinking that these men need to bow down to them, thinking that they have some power, some invisible power, which they do not have. Right? You have your own power as a woman, but the man has his own power as the man. The woman is necessary, and the man is necessary. Um, some of the best guidance that I have received has been from men. Okay. Um, Aww. So, yeah, the message is dangerous, and she's gonna get a lot of women's head bust off of this stupid message she got going on just because she wants to make a few dollars. Because I'm telling you, shit, nothing's gonna change. These women are not gonna be running shit. If you can take your ass and lead an army to go fight, some other countries when need be, then hey, I'm all for you. But I don't see that happening in the future. I don't see I don't see that happening. And we need our men, and we need all men. They're a necessity, and these women need to get their behavior correct. So, yeah, everybody has a place, and everything has a place. Even men have a place, right? So, anyway, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. I got some. I got some things I need to do before I go to bed, and of course, I'm tired because I didn't get 8 hours of sleep today. So I need to get my 8 hours, which I won't get 8 hours. I'll only get 5 hours now, but it's okay. Um, the message Princella. Here, let me put this up here. The message Princella is propagating is dangerous as hell and could absolutely have led to the kind of disaster where a pregnant woman was shot dead. Right, because she felt like she didn't have to listen to the police. She felt like she treated them as if they were nothing. She treated them as if their authority meant nothing. She treated them as if they were insignificant peons, peasants, and as if she was just some powerful black queen that didn't have to listen. Even the queen has to listen. Yeah, even the queen has to listen. So, yeah, these a lot of women, um, it's going to, a lot of women are in danger if they're gonna go around carrying themselves like that. Like I continuously say on my lives, when I go out in the public, I'm very respectful. I like to get along with people. I just because I don't want to be your friend and bring you back to my house and talk on the phone with you all day and all night, that doesn't mean that I don't like talking to people, right? I'd love to get out in public and have conversations with men and women, right? Laughing and joking, having a good time. But then, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end, and, goodbye. So we can't just go out here dismissing people's intelligence, right? You can't go out and dismiss somebody's intelligence. And oh my God. I feel bad that, she had to lose her life like that, but you didn't, she put the bottle back. She didn't walk out the store with anything. All she had to do was step out the car and, have a conversation and be like, yes, officer. Oh, they said I stole something in the store. Well, I don't have anything on. You can check my purse, and I didn't take anything. Do they have video of me walking out the store um with some items? And then, they need to be suing that store. The cops were not wrong at all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know I'm probably get a lot of hate for this, but they were not wrong. A suspected crime had been reported, right? They didn't just walk up to this lady's car and say, "Get out the car. We think you stole something." No, they were going off a report that they received, a face-to-face verbal report from an employee inside of the Kroger store. She was pointed out, and when that happens, you have to stop. If I was coming out, oh my God, let me tell you guys this. The other day, last week, I went to Smith's grocery store. And, usually when I go to the grocery store, you know how you get a basket and then the wheels are just so fucking loud. They can hear every aisle that you're on in the store. It usually happens at Walmart. So, I sometimes spend a little time trying to find me the quietest basket, the most smoothest rolling basket, right? So I went to Smith's last week and I had the perfect basket. It was quiet, and I had put 2 cases of water at the bottom. Usually when I'm at Walmart and I put 2 cases of water, it's like pushing a tank around the store. I'm like, oh my God, this basket is heavy. So I try to get my water at the end, right? But in Smith's, I went and got, and I think the difference was I didn't get that. It wasn't that many water bottles in the case. So I put the 2 cases of water under the basket. And, I continued to roll around the store shopping. I was like, ooh, this basket is still light, even though I got this water under here. So I was just sashaying around the store and I got everything that I needed. And I went to the self checkout. And so, I scanned everything and put it in the bag and, you know, paid and then, walked out the store. So then I got to the trunk of my car and, of course, I put the water in first, right? And so I was like, oh my God, I didn't pay for this water. I was like, oh no. So I hurried up and put my bags in the trunk and I rushed back in the store, pushing the basket, rushing back in the store. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't pay for this water. I was like, how can you guys just let me walk out the store without paying for this water? And they were looking at me like, well, shit, we didn't fucking know. Like, the fuck? We're not the damn grocery police. Yes, you are. So anyway, I just went ahead and paid for the water and, left back out. I would have felt like shit if I would have put that water in my trunk and would not have went and paid for it. That is not me. I'm not built like that. Right? So I don't see how people can just be walking around the fucking store stealing. I don't get it at all whatsoever. I can't sleep at night. So, I mean, karma's a bitch. And I don't think it was that first time that young lady's first time going in the store trying to steal something. Because if you're not going in the store to buy something, I can see if they don't have what you looking for, right? But if the people clearly saw you stashing alcohol, which they probably got it on video, and then they probably got her putting it down because they did find whatever it was she took or she was gonna take. They found it, but that family needs to the police are not at fault. It's their grocery store because they should, if they thought she was stealing something, then they should have said something to her in the grocery store, or they should have kept a close eye on her and saw her when she put the bottle down and then walked out the store. So I don't know what to make about that, but you can't go around running over police officers. You can't. You know what? Let me see. When I read the comments on Twitter, I saw many people, mostly black people, suggesting that because she didn't steal anything, she shouldn't have been shot. It's a complete non sequitur argument. Well, they don't understand, right? They don't understand because, like I told you, I think she was gonna steal it, but then she saw the police outside, so she put it down and then she left, right? Um, and just off the fact that she didn't steal anything, that that gave her all the more reason to get out the car and have that conversation. And then she could have said, oh yeah, they think I stole something. Okay, officer, well, you mind if we walk back into the store? And then she could have been like, aha, in your face, motherfuckers, I didn't steal nothing. Aha, get your shit right next time. You know what I'm saying? She could have, she would have, she was the winner. She would have been the winner. But it was her agitation. I think she was still maybe drinking alcohol while she was pregnant, right? Because Princella does that as well. She promotes alcohol on her live. She be sitting there getting drunk. She be drunk. Daughter all in the house drunk, right? Daughter coming home drunk. She's drunk. Like who does that? And you're promoting alcohol, right? And who knows? This young lady may have had a problem. Maybe she had a problem with alcohol. I don't know. Maybe she had some mental illness, right? It could have been so many things going on with this woman. And so when you have a so-called social media influencer on the television, on the computer, telling you not to listen to telling you not to listen to people, especially not to listen to men, and who's the majority of the police? Men. So you don't. Black people's minds are so damn fragile. Quit fucking trying to rewire people. That's all she's trying to do is rewire these women's brain. Leave these fucking women and their brains alone. Shit happens for a reason. But anyway, please say my friend makes me pick her up when she's got water. I remind her that I'm not married to her. I guess I don't mind though. I'm such a softie. Well, when I can put my water in the trunk, I usually don't have to take it out. When I get home, the kids get it. They get it for me. So I just have to do the putting it in the car, and then when I get home, I just sit in the car. I hop on the phone and be like, "Come get these groceries," and I just sit in the car while they bring the groceries in the house. So, but yeah, I would have felt bad. Yeah, if she did steal something, it doesn't change anything. She had every opportunity to turn things around and be reasonable, right? I remember a young black woman arguing with police officers, telling her son in the back of the car, "You fight their asses." Oh yeah, that was Korean Gaines. Yeah, that poor baby. She was a victim of a cult as well. That sovereign bullshit. Honey, once you get a birth certificate and social security number, you belong to the state. You have to have no birth certificate. You have to have no driver's license. You have to have basically your signature not on any government applications for anything in order for you to be a sovereign citizen. You damn sure you have to live in the fucking mountains. You have to be a mountain person. I remember Mountain Man. He was in the court and he was like, "You have no authority over me. You have no jurisdiction over me." And he was able to walk up out that damn courtroom. He was like, "I don't participate in none of y'all laws. I don't participate in y'all society." Yeah, and he walked the fuck up out of there. hmm But yeah, she could have uh the situation, and then she was like, they were like, "Get out the car," and she was like, "Well, what you gonna do, shoot me?" Ma'am, if you try to run me over, yeah. So I mean, she did herself a disservice, and she did her unborn child a disservice. She was irrational, she was hostile, she was non-compliant. She hit the damn officer with her car. She could have broke his hip. Who knows? I mean, who does that? Who does that? What happened? What ended up happening with Miss Gaines, that poor baby? She had mental illness. She was mentally ill, first of all. What ended up happening was she had her son was in the house, her boyfriend was in the house, and his baby was in the house. She had been having some legal issues and different things of that nature, and you know, for her car not having license plates and different things like that. I don't know if they came to the door for her or her boyfriend. I'm not sure. I'll have to go watch it again. But anyway, he got his child and he left out the back door or the window or something. And she was in there just, it did not have to go like that. But when you're a part of a cult that don't know what the fuck they're doing, you're in a cult because they need your money. I'm telling you, I'm telling, and I'm lost, right? These fucking cults and these goddamn YouTubers, they don't give a fuck about you. All they want is your money. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. They have a target audience. As you can see, I talk about some of everything. I don't have a target audience because I'm not targeting anybody. So I talk about everything. I don't stick to one subject. I don't stick to one topic. I talk about some of everything. I don't have a target audience. I'm not targeting anybody, and I'm not trying to get money out of anybody. But these fucking YouTubers, they don't give a shit about y'all. They in their fucking house collecting money from y'all, taking trips, shopping, taking care of their families, and getting y'all killed. And they on their fucking couch eating bonbons and watching Married with Children and shit. You got these men on here telling these men not to date black women, or and they got a fucking black woman in the bedroom waiting for him to get off live. You got these men on here bashing women, acting like they don't like women, and they got women in the damn room waiting for them. You got motherfuckers on YouTube talking about the white man this and the white man that, and got a white chick in the bedroom waiting for him. Come on now. And I'm lost, but I'm the lost one. Okay. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. And yeah, that Salem witch shit, that was some bullshit. It was either economic or physiological. That is the reason why the Salem witch trials happened. They eventually stopped, and that girl need to quit watching television. She need to stay off them damn movies. There is a lot of hypocrisy in the world, but there's a lot of stupid people in the world too that fall for the shit. And I hate to call people stupid. I hate it. But when there's so many avenues to do research and get information, but you would rather be a lazy minded person. What I call a lazy minded person that doesn't take the time to fact check what a motherfucker is telling them. Oh yeah, I know how being the last sane person in the world still doesn't mean you're insane. I am insane. I got to be. I'm lost and I'm insane, and everything else that go with it. But I'm not. Listen, I got better things to do than to sit here and let somebody feed me bullshit. It's not happening. I don't give a damn. I'll be lost. I'll be everything that they say I am in that lie, but I don't. But call me anything but dumb and stupid, okay? And weak minded. Also, there's a lot of good people in the world. Yeah, of course there is. Of course there is. There are so many. I don't close myself off to people. I just close people from my home. Like I said, I don't have to be your BFF to have a conversation with you and share information and have a dialogue. Not even. But anyway, yeah. I'm going to get up out of here, you guys. I'll probably be back tomorrow. Um, I forget the next one I wanted to do. But yeah, anyway, that goes to destabilization. So you see how destabilized that woman was by thinking that she don't have to listen to the cop. That's destabilization. Everything was all stable. These women, their minds, I can't say their minds were stable, but they didn't have this superior complex that they have now. These women have superior complexes when it comes to men. They think they're better than men because they want all our resources, and they're resource hoarders, and they're all evil. And so now these women are running around here thinking that they're better than these men. No, you're not. No, you're not. Just like, when you at the grocery store or wherever you shopping at, and a motherfucker try to clown, it's like, excuse me, you're in the same fucking grocery store as I am. Don't you know I can see you? Who the fuck you making fun of? Right? We in the same goddamn situation. We in the same store. But you think you better than me? Wake up. Anyway, I will see you guys later. Let me do this.
Laughs. Why aren't you laughing? It was so funny when you were disrespecting me. It was so funny. But then when I take it to my level, because there are always levels. So when I take it to my level, all of a sudden everybody stops laughing. Everyone thinks it's funny when I'm being disrespected. But then when I get disrespectful, nobody laughs. Why aren't you laughing? It was so funny when you were disrespecting me. It was so funny. But then when I take it to my level, because there are always levels. So when I take it to my level, all of a sudden everybody stops laughing. Everyone